Alright, everything seems to be working, so that's at least a good start. Hey everyone, welcome to Rules Fun. I'm Chris, the local game master, who runs Pathfinder on Sundays, but today isn't Sunday, so I'm just playing some games. I'm playing specifically Grim Dawn, because this game is great. I really like it. And I'm playing a character based around the Codex of Reckoning, which is a book that makes fighters better at fighting. And while we are playing a class, the Warlord, which is a combination of the fighter-like soldier and the paladin-like oathkeeper, that both would really benefit from a shield.
Got something you need stashed?
We get our power from a book. And we may actually finally get access to said book today, which I'm really excited for, because that is taking a while. I hope actually, I need to...
Safe storage, no questions asked.
Actually need to do my best to get enough spirit. Okay, so that may become a problem. Exactly, who needs swords when you have books? So today we are probably not going to finish Act 2, but we're going to finish the big boss fight in Act 2, because that one is somewhere in the middle for some reason. And other than that, after that there will be a time where it's kind of a strange. We get into some strange territories, because there are some main quests and some side quests and some weird locations that you don't need to go to, but that have great stuff. For some reason, that is probably the hardest fight in Act 1 here. Ooh, those are high resistances. How much do you reduce my damage? Not by too much. Oh, it caps out my fire resist, so that's good. And does it give me more spirit? It gives me a little bit more spirit, and it will give me even more spirit like this. Yeah, there we go. And now it's now just a better item. Fantastic. It's probably one of the least fortunate things of this type of game, that eventually the items that you find or the items that you want have to be so specific that you rarely change items anymore. Hey, let's save some people. Unless you want to work, you should turn around and head back out of here. We've nothing to give, and we don't need anyone stirring up trouble. What's happening? What is happening is we're just trying to stay alive, and that means toiling for Cronley's gang. We're a ragtag collection of survivors who either wandered in here looking for protection, or were captured by Cronley's thugs and put to work. Cronley's men use us in whatever way they please, and it's a hard life, but it's better than what we knew out there on the road. I'll endure anything to keep my daughter safe, and, at least for now, she's too young for Cronley's men to bother with. Anything I can do to help? Silas over there makes sure we stay in line and meet Cronley's quota. The waters have grown increasingly dangerous, and we struggle to catch enough fish, but can probably fill our nets in time for the tribute. We have to gather scrap though. We cannot miss our quota. Last time that happened, Silas took one of the children back to his camp, and we never saw her again. Please, if you truly want to help, gather the scrap for a tribute and deliver it to Silas. However, However bad things may seem for us, they can only get worse. Cronley's gang hold all hills overlooking New Harbor, and they're sure to notice if Silas went missing. The retribution would be severe, so please don't do anything stupid. We're the ones who will suffer for it. Of course I will help you with your tribute. What you coming near for me? Excuse me? What you coming near me for? Get back to work. How much coin would it take to make you leave? Now you're talking my language. Look, I don't much care for just joints, and a bit of coin might raise a man's reputation up above, see? Give me 25 and I in bits, and I'll tell Darius this place ain't worth the trouble no more. Deal. Good. Glad to be done with this slithole. Now get out of my sight before I change my mind. Better be gone when I return. Have you delivered the scrap to Silas? I bribed him so he leaves you alone for good. Yay, stop. Thank you. I never would have imagined that we would be free of this oppression, but it appears Silas' loyalty can be bought. Please take the scrap we collected for the tribute. It's the least we could do. Why don't I take them through the rift? I don't remember exactly what it was, but they had a thing of like, hey, yeah, but this is our home, which, you know, is kind of understandable. I'm just going to blow up this wall. Does it still say? Sorry, I skipped over it. It says something like, hey, if Cronley's gang have blocked this up, it must be that they want to keep something in, right? So yeah, summon that. There we go. But unfortunately, you cannot take them to the rift. I have never actually fought Silas, but I've heard that there are dire consequences for doing that. So I will just bribe him off before I go to kill Cronley. Because that's our target for now. Darius Cronley. Oh, I'm taking damage. I don't like this amount of damage. Oh no. Oh no, I stumbled into another fight. I hate it when that happens. Okay, I made it. Look at all the loot though. Probably not really useful. Yeah. Mine is 800. Oh yeah, I've got... physical damage. I'm specifically looking for things that give bonuses to cunning, physical damage. Maybe this one? No. Ooh, +2 to Presence of Virtue. And +3 attack speed. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. We also do other things. Lose some pierce and elemental resist, but that is fine, I think. +9 health regen per second is good. And Presence of Virtue is also good, so let's just do this. There we go. Yay for actually useful items. That's no physical damage. It keeps being slightly frustrating to have to pass up on perfectly good shields. I have once again made my classic mistake that I also always did. Wait, what's that? Better mace, huh? That's interesting. but you're better because you deal acid and poison damage, and I don't really want that. Oh, but mine deals vitality damage. Don't know if I like that. It's more damage. Will probably be fine. Just put this one on the side, just in case. In case I change my mind in the next minute. Anyway, as I was saying, I have been making my classic mistake of playing a game that is of the same genre, but just a different kind of game. So I'll play another game that has controls that are all just a little bit different. They're extremely comparable, but just different enough that it's annoying and that I'm probably going to make that mistake sometime. Like, one of the games has... this one has abilities you control with the number keys. And that one has abilities that you control with Q, W, E, and R. And it's just a little bit off. It's literally my hands in the same position, but shoved a little bit further up the keyboard. So yeah, probably gonna make that mistake, and in an essential moment accidentally pull up the what was it again? Q was the quest menu, I think. Oh, great. Come on. My apologies, there are some things that are not going as well as they should be. Namely, me trying to keep an eye on the stream and reading chat. That should hopefully be resolved right now for the next minute or so. I should get a better setup. I really should. Right, so. Not really something interesting in there, but still, loot. And loot means more money. More money means more stuff that I can just have sitting around and never do anything with, because I never spend money in this kind of a game. Not quite never, but rarely. Oh dear, oh dear. Is this not going in the direction I would want it to go? Can I please get a heal? Could you? Please. Thank you. See if it goes better this time. Let's just try the same thing again and hope that it goes better. It does. Great. Well, Macy and Glory sure were a great help there to make sure that I was not absolutely chopped down. So, appreciate that. Now, we go into the Four Hills, and we're going to deliberately skip a part. I was not fighting a statue. I hope that wasn't because my game just froze entirely, that it seemed that nothing moved. So, oh, you've got another mini boss.
That feels not
Oh, and oh, already taken care of. Fine. There are some people here in cages. They are bad people. They're old members of Cronley's gang, so that's not good. Now right here is the place that I'm not going to approach, because there are two bosses in here that are extremely difficult for some reason. I don't really know why they put them there in what is only Act 2, but I have died to them multiple times because they are. I think they were player made. They tend to abuse the rules of the game. Like one of them is like built to stun block you. So not great. So I'd rather avoid those. We are now in the Four Hills. We are now going to take out Cronley's gang by taking out Cronley and killing everyone in our path. Because that's what we do. I did not move there. It was weird. But in order to cripple Cronley and the gang, we've gained the assignment to destroy a couple of forges for our good friend Quaid. And because I am an overachiever, I am going to destroy all their forges instead of only 3. Because, you know, do your job well or do it not at all. Oh, 29. Right, so very close to getting the Codex. I can almost taste it. Tastes like paper. Yeah, look, that looks pretty good. There's now another portion. I really like the sudden change of music that is in the Four Hills. When I first got here, it just felt like I was playing an entirely different game. Because of the setting and the music that is so different from Act 1. For some reason this is kind of the only place where this music is played. And I don't know why. It's like, it's very specific only for Four Hills. Or at least, maybe I just haven't noticed it on any other spot. I don't know what the pathfinding was doing there, but that's okay. Oh, great. A hidden space between, behind a breakable wall, and behind there was nothing, because no one has ever noticed it. Yep, alright. And that's another one. I cannot read what's saying there. No, it's not that interesting anyway. We're probably going to... Oh, no. No, I already broke that forge. Good. We are probably going to come back here a couple of times. Because this is a great place to get reputation. Because that's suddenly a thing now. We can get reputation for killing specific enemies. And it's a bit weird. Maybe not per se, not weird per se, but it's... I find it curious that the main enemies, the factions that give you reputation for defeating the main enemies, only appear very late. Devil's Crossing, kind of our hometown, gives you reputation if you kill bosses or mini-boss enemies, so bosses or heroes, from Cronley's gang. Now, there is a slight problem with that, in that Cronley's gang kind of only appears in this act.
Come see what's left of my wares.
And the moment that you outlevel, the bosses, they won't give you experience anymore.
Time well spent.
Which is a bit unfortunate. And they also won't give you reputation anymore, which is more important because that's the entire deal. Yeah, no, because I want you. There we go.
Be safe.
But the two factions that we've met so far, I'm going to take the Codex with me right now because we're getting close to level 30. The two main factions that we've now encountered, namely Devil's Crossing right here and the Rovers, which are the roaming pacifist faction, that we're going to talk to now because Quaint is a member of that. You both encounter them first in Act 1, but the enemies you get reputation bonus for only appear in Act 2. Cronley's gang for Devil's Crossing, and for the Rovers here, the Arcovian Undead. How goes your mission? I've destroyed the fortress. Could hear the commotion you caused up here. I could hear the commotion you've caused from here. Well done. Your payment as promised. Now, I'm wondering if you would be up for a little more work. What do you have in mind? Somewhere inside Cronley's hangout underneath the 4 hills, there lives a bastard by the name Moneybags Martin. He earned his moniker exploiting poor travelers, such as my old crew. A few months ago, Martin and his band caught us from the road, demanding all our valuables. I refused. For that he took my eye. That was the day I left my rover elders, no longer willing to let this unforgiving world spit all over our pacifist lifestyle. Together with my brothers and sisters, we fight against our enemy instead of hiding and praying. I can't just leave them to pursue my revenge though. That is why I'd like you to be the deliverer of my vengeance. Find Martin, leave his corpse to rot in those tunnels, then return to me. I will find Moneybags Martin. What? No, oh no, I've got Cadence and Righteous Fury there. Yeah. More importantly, Righteous Fury. Yeah, this music is great. The cave music in this game is very atmospheric. Oh, speaking of which, I just realized I forgot to do something. I'm hoping I will remind this. I will remember this. Wow. Words and me today are not a great combination. I still need to look for the key to the depraved sanctuary. I am afraid I'm not familiar with that music, but I will believe you on your word. No. No, and... no. In the meantime, I can tell a bit of the story of Darius Cronley and this entire place, because I kind of don't want to wait for his entire conversation in which he starts monologuing. Go and fix this because we get closer to finishing off the row and scepter. Oh, and I accidentally picked up a pair of pants. Yeah, Lordum, cool. Darius Cronley, who used to be just a straight-up criminal, has encountered the ethereals, and instead of the ethereals, which are the ones who are reanimating all the corpses and who possess people and who manifest through ether crystals, instead of just outright killing him, they saw how depraved he was and how much he didn't care about anything or any part of humanity but itself. He made a deal with them that he would basically just gain power and gain an army and, you know, be left alive when the rest of humanity was slowly being killed off. And in exchange for that, he would help the ethereals. And one way in which he does that is he implants ether crystals into his greatest gang members, which are the ones that we also fight here. Not right here. These are wasps, but that we fight in this location. They are the ones that have this strange greenish glow. They've actually, ether crystals have been put into them, both to be able to more easily control them for the ethereals, and to make them more powerful. And now, Darius Cronley is after the prison, is after Devil's Crossing, which used to be a prison. And there's one comment made that he now wants to take over the hellhole that he tried to avoid for so long. And that is because Devil's Crossing kind of connects the two landmasses. Or not so much two landmasses, connects to two locations. Connects the east and the west. As you can see here on the map, it is very much this this middle point, this crossing between Burwich and Melmoth there on the right, and Old Arkovia Homestead, which is now a pretty important place, and the rest of the game here to the left. And it's assumed that somewhere over here, somewhere just outside of this map, is the actual capital. Which I had to look that up, because it's quite curious that you have this entire game and you meet people from the Empire and you hear them speak of the capital of the Empire, and yet you never go there. And it's not on the map. It's not in any of the DLCs. You just don't encounter it. Maybe, very maybe. Actually, you do increase my E resistance to 8%, which is still way too low, but at least it's something. And that is the story of Darius Cromley. And now that I said all that, we don't have to go through his entire monologue. We can just go and kill him right there. With what I find is probably one of the greatest conversation prompts in this game. But we'll see. The Darius Cromley fight, by the way, is going to be pretty tough. I'm afraid. I'm afraid we cannot chuck dynamite at him. Do the boots look better? I mean, like they both have something going for them, I would say. We cannot, unfortunately, chuck dynamite at Darius Cromley. There is a class in this game called, surprise surprise, the Demolitionist, who is all about explosives. So if we were playing that, then yes, we could be chucking dynamite at him, or something of the equivalent. Oh, by the way, here's Moneyback Martin. I don't know exactly what he does. He is tough. Meaning I know what he does. He extorts people, but no more, because now he's dead. You know, until the next time we come here, when he is miraculously alive again. He does sound like an accountant. Would like to speak to Mr. Moneybags Martin, please? It's like Moneybags Martin is the name of an accountant if they are going to try to make a movie to have accountants be cool. Then they will probably call someone Moneybags. So yeah, here's Darius Cromley.
So Bourbon's dog has come barking. You should give up trying to act the savior. It doesn't suit you. Humanity is already doomed and a new power is rising. Get on board like I did or go extinct. Well, that's not quite true. The Ethereals will need new vessels, so I'm sure they'll keep some domesticated humans around to breed like livestock. You know, I heard you were taken when they found you. I bet your offspring would make good vessels.
Something like that. Die. I love that prompt. No. As you can see, he has quite some health. my health. My health is actually getting pretty low. I mean, he is the final boss of an act, so it should not be surprising that he is kicking my butt. I should have put down a safety portal just before here, but I didn't. I wasn't smart enough for that. Oh dear. Oh dear. There we go. Yeah, they are in sync. They are also such a help. They are the ones who actually killed Darius Bromley. Look, I'm just here for... I'm just the extra here. Probably have some better stuff. Do you increase my damage? You do. Do you reduce my spirit to the point that I can no longer use my book? Doesn't seem to. Good. Good. Oh, apparently that one is not breakable. I am just a guy with a book. That's not entirely true. I'm just a gal with a book, but still. Look! This cluster of ether crystal appears to be the source of the corruption. Its destruction would see an end to Cronley's mad designs. You hear faint whispers in your head as you approach it, as if a multitude of voices were calling out from you from within the shards. Destroy it! There we go. And here are Cronley's notes, which describe more lore that we're just gonna gloss over. And with gloss over, I mean I'm going to handle it as I do Skyrim books, which is open it to have the game recognize that I read it and then immediately close it again. Because that is how you read, right? Speed reading. I mean, they were two separate pages, so I did go through both pages, technically. And we go through a hole in the ground in the cave, and somehow just end up outside. Just outside of this, so I can only assume that we just went through a minecart slide. At least that is what I am going to believe. Now we get to the place infested with Arcovian undead, and also the brain place that is a little bit weird. Should I go and sell my stuff? Probably. Oh, yeah, of course I should, because I've got quest to... Yeah, we missed the minecart roller coaster. Sorry. How goes the hunt? Moneybags Martin is dead. You are ruthlessly effective. I hope he screamed for help. He's wailing unanswered in those old mine tunnels. Thank you. You've put my mind at ease. I haven't put my mind at ease, jeez. Go in peace, but we are the spirits of this land. They are treacherous. Found some texts you might find interesting. This is an astounding discovery. I thank you in the name of Al Rawari for bringing these texts to us. I will make certain that all rovers who visit here learn of their content. Farewell. Done. So what I think is going on there... but once again, I'm no expert at all, so I'm not quite sure. But I I think that the Rowari, or the Rovers as they're more commonly known, used to be members of the Arkovian Empire, of which we are now encountering all kind of undead. But because they split up, they follow their own path, that they were spared from the curse that would change them into being undead. Now, on a curious note... Oh, I need to go to Devil's Crossing anyway. On a curious note, they just called them... they call themselves Rowari. Which comes from Rowan, who was an emperor of the Arkovian Empire,
I'll keep an eye out.
I think. And he was he had a specific scepter that is now a constellation, and we are worshipping it, basically.
Well, is it finished?
Darius is no more, and his gang is scattered.
The world is a little safer today with that monster dead. Now what of Elsa? You must have seen something.
Darius did not have Elsa.
Damnation! Perhaps she escaped and ran for Homestead. Or maybe they sold her. I have to go back out there. If there is any chance that Elsa still lives, I have to find her. I owe her that much.
What do we do now?
Now that we're not in any imminent danger, we need to deal with a more subtle enemy, starvation. Devil's Crossing is running out of food and our supply runs are coming up dry. We need a reliable source of food and we need it fast. Barnabas has some ideas as to what we can do. Speak to him immediately.
I will speak to Barnabas. Yes, level 30 is great, and it is a threshold level for us because it means that now we can use the Codex of Reckoning. So my damage is now at 2504. It's going to 33, 34, 39. That's pretty great. Wait. Oh, thank God. I just saw my spirit drop and I was afraid that it would unequip it again. But we have a reduction, a 9% reduction from something. Where do we have this from? Is it from like one of these skills, maybe? It would be from a passive. I wouldn't know which one. Maybe it's in our constellations, that could also be a thing. I know. In any case, we can now use a book. And it is great. Also, I want to take this one, Terrify, because it's an all bonus. So of course I want that. And Decorate a Soldier, because more damage. And now everything here is blue. Like all the skills are blue, except for that one, but that one is special. Which means that... yeah, we learned to read. The skills being blue means that they are... they get a free level. Or they have a certain amount of free levels. So we only put 1 point in Blitz, but because we have got the Codex of Reckoning, Blitz is now at level 2. And so it works for every one of these and every one of these. Like our main attack's already at 12. Macy and Glory also just got stronger, so that's exciting. Anyway, Barnabas.
Friend. Share a glass of clean water with old Barnabas to celebrate your victory in Burwich.
Mornay said you have a plan for our food situation.
Right to business then. Before the world fell apart, Burwich got its food stocks from the vast farmlands to the northwest. With the bridge repaired, we need to find a way back to Homestead. The journey will take you far to the northwest, and I haven't a clue what's out there. Start by following the road out into the Arkovian foothills, all the way through Old Arkovia. With luck, the old coastal bridge near Twin Falls still stands.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If that's not an option, we'll have to look for Smuggler's Pass. It's an old smuggler route. ran through the broken hills. It should connect to Homestead. We must find out whether the farmlands can still support us, or if the Grim Dawn claimed them as it did Burwitch.
I will get on it. And now we're going to make our way to Homestead, but not before we're first going to do something else entirely. Something nice to test out our new skills. And that is not against these enemies, because we will just cut through them. Ah no! The road is blocked. Now I have to walk around. I hate it when that happens. Macy and Glory have to kill every zombie they come across. I think they're keeping tabs on who has killed the most so far. They have to. Anyway, look! Detonation site. Looks like this path has been blocked off by some rocks and cleared out with heavy explosives. The old abandoned mines around Arcovia are likely the best place to find those. Clear the avalanche. And immediately go into combat. My acid resistance is not good enough for this place, but that's okay. So, there is a lot of acid around here. This is called the Hidden Path. And it's part of a questline called, well, the Hidden Path. The questline itself is... to be honest, the questline itself isn't extremely exciting. I mean, it does get exciting at the end. But it's mostly what it is all about. And I'm going... Doesn't look very hidden. I mean, I did have to blow up a wall, and it is technically hidden because it does not show up on the minimap. So it is hidden in the game, for me, specifically. It doesn't look like much of a path. I will accept that one. I think the path part is to be taken figuratively. But there, this place. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I'm going to heal up. This place is mostly interesting, kind of from a lore perspective of what it actually is. Because this is, we're going to get into a boss fight soon. With the Guardian of Tree. Who is 5 levels higher than us, which is kind of scary. But luckily we've got great help and healing potions, which I'm going to use because I get enough of those. And Drieg is one of the 3 witch gods, which are gods that instead of being born or created or originated as gods. The 3 witch gods were humans who ascended to godhood, and also have all gone mad in the process because ascending to godhood isn't all roses and butterflies, apparently. And now we got the text describing all of this, and we got the runestone of Drieg. And we need that to open the path of the next parts of the hidden path. Which is literally to remove rocks that are in the way. and the hidden path is also like a quest in game. It is a test of your abilities and a test of your dedication to finding the 3 shrines to the 3 witch gods. So that you can, and then you are allowed to enter the Temple of the 3, which is a temple located somewhere that is dedicated to these 3 witch gods. An interesting part, or at least what I think is the interesting part about it, is that it is a very spread out quest. Like, even though that part we just went to, even though we needed dynamite to get in it, so we couldn't get there until Act 2, it is technically still part of Act 1. Like, it's right where you start. And it took me a very long time to discover it was actually there. I kind of stumbled on it because a zombie was walking around on a place that was not on the map. And I was like, huh, what's there? And then I discovered that place and eventually decided to blow it up. So it's there in Act 1. There is one part in Act 2, which is why I just did this quest right now. It's because we're probably going to get to that path today, with a bit of luck. And the final one is all the way in Act 4, and is kind of like close to the end game. And then the Temple of the 3 is in Act 1 again. So you kind of need to, in order to complete it, you need to have been basically through the entire game. Oh, you don't have attack speed, never mind. I'm feeling less bad for finding shields right now, because now we don't just have a book, but we have the book. We have the Codex of Reckoning. I mean, it's probably not the true Codex of Reckoning, because there's also an empowered and I think a mythic Codex of Reckoning that we will hopefully get to for the end game, because otherwise I am very much underprepared. Hopefully we'll get those around level 50, I think. That will take a while before we get there. I think I've so far only gotten the true Codex of Reckoning was the friends made along the way, right? Macy and Glory are the true Codex of Reckoning. Hello, Necromancer. Greetings, you do not know me, but I've heard of you. I am Balvaruk, of the Order of Death's Vigil. Your exploits lead me to believe that you may just be who I need for my assignment. Assignment? Yes, I am here to purge this land of several malevolent spirits. Their tainted presence has corrupted Arkovia Logno. However, my masters have underestimated the degree to which these ancient oligarchs have surrounded themselves with their former subjects. The Arkovian Undercity is swarming with the dead. I admit far more than I could handle without the aid of my brothers. But you are quickly proving to be a force of reckoning. Ah, get it? Reckoning. Force of reckoning this world has never seen. Travel down into the Undercity and banish the spirits of Nomos Dread, Ladus Vagra, and Rowena Kur. When you are finished, seek out my companion, Calderos, at the entrance to the Seps of Torment. He will guide you to your final target. I will do this task. Really, that's the only thing that makes me not being a hook. My opposable thumbs. Alright, yes. So we're going to kill some spirits for a necromancer. Obviously. I am getting lost. I will once again try to not check the map too often. So there's a place right there, and you should absolutely be allowed to walk up there, because it looks like you can, and you can't. And I've been stuck down here so many times. It's sometimes a bit hard to find out where the path is and where it isn't. Foot. Yay. Just out of reach. Oh, there's a path here that is a little bit hidden, but not quite the hidden path. It doesn't lead to anything. Like, there's nothing here of interest. At least not as far as I found. And now I'm going to create a portal, because we're going back into a web of nests. It's not called a web. It's called a hive. What word was I looking for? A nest of wasps. I cannot work today. My apologies for it. A nest of wasps. That was what I was trying to say. I didn't say that, but at least I tried. I don't know why these wasp bosses, like the one right here, the Hive Matriarch, have been a problem for me way too often. I think they've killed me more than something like Darius Cronley or Warden Krieg. I think mostly because I tend to underestimate them and the absolutely ridiculous amount of poison damage they can deal. And then I think the fight is going well, and suddenly I'm just dead because I'm not healing fast enough. And then I think like, I can just make it, and then I die. Because I... No, not worth for level 39. I kind of try to... I'm not a big fan of using items that you can only use a limited amount of times. I'm one of those people that then goes to never use them, because what if you need them at a time that you don't have them? Now, that won't happen as quickly with healing potions, because I usually end up with too much. Like I have over 200 right now. I should switch out. So that probably won't be a problem. Hey, look, we're going to save some people that may or may not deserve it. Just to let you know. Hold on there, traveler. You wouldn't want this pretty lady's brains to spill all over the ground, would you? Let's see some high-end. Let's not do anything rash. Thank you kindly. You're going your merry way now. Get out of my sight. You poor stupid thing. Gotta say, you're making me feel a little guilty. It's all a sham, hon. You got swindled. We do what we gotta do out here. And it sure beats aiming a gun at every traveler that crosses us. Now get going before you give before you give away our little scheme. You don't have to live like this, tell her about the prison. A safe place? Forget what it even means. And you really take us in, even after what we've pulled? You did what you had to. You deserve a second chance. I don't know what to say. Thank you. See you in Devil's Crossing. Oh, am I going to do the Colosseum first? No, probably not. Colosseum is a dangerous domain, and it's not extremely tough. There are harder places, but the Colosseum is up there. I once again totally forgot to go to the abandoned sanctuary and look for a key. I keep forgetting that one. Yeah. It is so nice to have Macy and Glory with me here, because it has happened to me so many times that you try to talk with someone and then suddenly enemies just somehow walk into a place that you aren't within their vision range, and they just start to attack you, and you have to start it all over again or die. But with followers like these, that doesn't matter. They're not even called followers. They're called pets in this game. I mean, they're not, because they don't skill with pet bonuses. Yeah. Likely. Church of Reckoning. We're going to kind of join the church later on. Oh, that's a mini-boss. Okay, cool. It is mostly because they have stuff for us that that gives bonuses to fire and physical damage, which is the stuff we use. I mean, we already have started the church. We already have 3 people here. We're also going to claim a cathedral for our own in some point in time, like maybe next time or the time after that. So that's gonna be alright. But we join them mostly because you have to make a choice between them and a bunch of necromancers. And like the necromancers are fine. Yeah, fair. We're starting a cult, not a church. The necromancers are fine. By the way, I'm going to just casually finish Rowan Scepter and decrease my damage even more. Oh no! Okay. Wait. We honestly, we're really just in it for the stuff they give us, because they give us stuff that gives bonus to fire damage, physical damage, and lightning damage, as opposed to vitality damage, cold damage, and pets, which we don't really use. So it's a purely optimized choice and has nothing to do with my sense in this. Of course, they are a group of people burning things in the name of their god, so, you know, I'm probably kind of similar. We have a lot in common. We enjoy beating things up and setting things on fire. And they do it for... I think they actually do it for a book as well. They're called Kaiman's Chosen. And they follow a prophet figure called Kaiman. who has written a book, and I know that because we got a passage from it. So, you know, they follow a book, we follow a book. They like smashing things and setting things on fire, we like smashing things and setting things on fire. We say, match made in heaven? I accidentally pressed E because different controls. So the next very long section of this game is just going to consist of beating up skeletons. Because there are a lot of places with skeletons around here. I'm also going to skip a couple of places and hope I can remember to return to them, because right now they are too difficult for me to handle. But not around here. Hey, I'm also helping, okay? I'm also helping beating up skeletons. Just because they have the larger mace does not necessarily mean that they are essential. It is my book. My book actually makes them more powerful, so, you know, make of that what you want. Come on. And final. Oh, nope. Nope, I need one more. I thought I already picked two. Can they manage without me attacking? I don't know. I will have to look. I will have to look. So they actually don't deal that much damage. They do have the big bonus that they attack areas. So that's good. I can try in the next fight to just run around and see how that goes. See how strong they truly are. Actually, oh, sorry. Actually, they're doing pretty well. I think they could manage without me. Suddenly feel a lot worse now. Yeah, they don't take any damage. Why am I here? They are obviously better. Actually, this entire thing, it's not really me saving the world, it's me taking Macy and Glory on a training mission to like show them the ropes. So that when we're finished with this, they can go out with them, for themselves, and they don't need me anymore. Yeah, or that. Or they're my bodyguards. Or more accurately, they are the bodyguards of the holy Codex of Reckoning. And I am by chance the one who is carrying it around. But I also deal decent damage. I hope. Oh, and I just also realized, because they are not real pets, they scale with my damage bonuses. So actually, the more powerful I get, the more powerful they get as well. Oh, that's the shield. Never mind. I thought it was a metal. So it's just we're most useful when we're together. Let's not try and compare who is strongest, because we're best with all of us.
Not ready.
That's big skeleton. Exactly. Exactly. Together we can smash skeletons way better. Once again, the real Codex was the friends we made along the way. In this case, Macy and Glory. Our glorious companions. Like, they even glow. How glorious do you want to get? They also set the floor. I don't know if it was me or the skeleton that set the floor on fire there, but in any case, good job. We're going to leave here for just a moment. We will be back soon. We're just going to talk to this ghost. Please stay your weapon, mortal. I ask only that you hear out my plea. What is it you need? Many ages ago, my people made a grave mistake, and now we pay for our hubris, eternally bound to this land. But our children do not deserve the fate placed upon them by our curse. My daughter, Luthra, now stalks the broken hills as a hideous harpy. She suffers for my sins in the body of a monster, bitter, twisted, and having never known a mother's love. Please, mortal, find my daughter. Deliver a swift and merciful end to her eternal torment. If you do this for me, I will gladly give of my essence to strengthen yours. Sure, I will kill your daughter. I don't see anything wrong with that. No. A monster is a monster. Right? Right. We're now going back in here. Because this place has 3 floors. And this is only floor 1. And well, both there is a quest in here that we still need to do, but also all the way at the bottom there is a shrine, and we want shrines. Shrines are very good because they give her devotion points, which are just passives applied to our character. And the nice thing of devotion points, even over levels, is that while having more levels makes that your enemies get stronger, because to a certain degree they level with you. That doesn't apply to shrine devotion. You just get those on top of what you already have. And we're now getting to the point where they are getting quite interesting. I mean, we had our first very interesting one with the one moment. Need to kill some more undead. Try not to die. We had our first interesting one with the Rowan Scepter. I'm also just going to quickly hop back after picking this up. Just to sell some stuff. Ooh, yes! Yes, please. Yes, this is absolutely the thing we want. Yes! Right, that's great. More damage and more retaliation damage and bonuses to one of our skills. Yes, please. And are these better legs? I think they are just straight up better legs. Mm-hmm. 5% physical resist is good. Yeah, let's go with that. So we just had a pretty offensive constellation finished in the mace, the scepter.
You need stashed.
We're going for a slightly more peaceful one next, namely the crab,
I'll keep an eye out.
the most peaceful. Yes, new legs. Exactly.
I'll give you a good price. Go left.
We changed legs. Did you think there was something under there? I'm selling things that I shouldn't sell. I mean, not that really matters with that one, because I'm never going to use those. But it's about the idea. The idea of selling things that I don't usually sell.
Iron well spent.
Now, let's requeue. Never mind. Yeah, there is actually something under there. There's just more legs. Speaking of which, Mark of Traveler. Because extra movement speed and extra health regeneration is nice. It's so weird in these kinds of games. Extra movement speed is one of those things that does not give actual, or not. Sometimes it does, but in most games it does not give any, like, it doesn't have any practical use. But it is so nice to have. Because otherwise you just slog through the game and things take forever.
Not ready.
Oh. I'm trying to remember where the secret walls are here, because I know there are some around. They may not even be on this floor, actually. We'll see. Go in here. Did we already go there? We did! Splendid! That is absolutely wonderful. Look, an empty lecture. Because we already read all the text in here. And put it together into one page. Weren't writing too much, it seems. And that should be floor 1.
Skill's not ready.
Oh. Don't worry, Macy and Glory have it. Got it. Of course, the greater among adventurers. Luckily, floor 2 and 3 are a lot shorter. Floor 2 is a bit shorter and a bit more linear. Floor 3 is just a single room. Not too much to worry about there. Alright. Oh dear. unfortunately, there's not too much interesting to tell about this place. Otherwise, I would gladly do so. It is notable that my energy is significantly lower right now than it was before. That is because I upgraded all of my skills, and all of my skills cost energy. So now things just cost more energy, and you can actually see that happen. You may even be better. I want to check that. You are a little bit better. You have resistances that... nope. Nope, not worth it. Elemental resistance is important to have. Apparently, in these kinds of games, resistance is extremely important to have. Which I have to say are one of the few things that I don't really like about these games. And luckily, Grim Dawn kind of mitigates it. Is that when you get to the end game, I feel that things just tend to kind of fall apart a bit. That it's suddenly... Because suddenly resistances become so incredibly important and your numbers need to be so incredibly high that it reduces the amount of viable characters by just an incredible amount. Like unless you are an expert and really know how the game works, I feel that going off the beaten path generally will lead into the character just dying over and over again. Yeah, maybe. But luckily, Grim Dawn has divided the game up into 3 difficulties, and I'm probably going to play only the first one. Yeah, many things just kind of break down at higher levels. And it kind of becomes the thing of like, okay, which way do we want to go? I forgot there was a crumbling wall here. Which way do we want to go? Some games just, now, you know, very much in Pathfinder and D&D, or at least I feel, balance just kind of goes out of the window, and everyone is extremely powerful. And you get countless of these all or nothing abilities. And with Grim Dawn and another similar game that I play, it becomes a thing of now suddenly your numbers need to be high enough in order to survive. Which means that you get to a point, and your character was working perfectly fine before, and now suddenly it doesn't anymore because your gear is not good enough. And I also get that, like, I get that for some people, why are you, oh, you're very good. You're a mace, right? Oh, I cannot use you. Oh, 35, alright, fine, I will wait. I get that for some people that is why they come to these kind of games. It's for that challenge. And for the game being hard on them and having to make every choice count and having exactly the right things for to be able to survive. But that is just not my style. You're a better item. You give +2 to force wave, which I cannot use because I don't have a shield. Which you are a better item. But yeah, that's just not the kind of person I am. Oh, look at that. This suggests locked with heavy chains, and it needs dynamite to open and reveal the wealth inside. I'm going to leave it here. We are going to need dynamite for many other things. Maybe we'll open those kind of chests later, but not right now. Give it to Macy. What? No, Macy and Glory obviously only use the biggest of maces. Have you seen those things? They're ridiculous. They're basically fighting with sledgehammers. So such a puny mace as the one that I am carrying, they would never accept. It would insult them. You know, the only reason the Way of Reckoning is even allowing me to carry a smaller mace is because I need the other hand to carry the Holy Book. If I didn't need to carry the Holy Book or could just put it away, but alas, backpacks are not a thing. If I could put it away, I would certainly carry around a bigger mace. Or a shield for that matter. As you know, what are shields but big and flat maces? Another fun thing about this game has a couple of joke items that are based off. Oh, I will need to concentrate this. There are certain items that are based off certain shields that appear in game. For example, you have, I think, one of the shields called the Arbiter, and then you have the totally normal Arbiter, and it has the exact same sprite, and it looks the exact same, but it's a shield instead of it's a mace instead of a shield. I need to concentrate here because this is a boss fight against the Tainted Soul. Which was not on our list of people we needed to kill, but we're going to kill him nonetheless because don't do half jobs. And also, he is guarding a shrine. And I want that. Whoa! Plus 700 damage? Forget this one. Here's our new mace for the near future. You're not too useful. Korean Shattered Soul? Really? I have never seen this item before. And I've beaten this boss a couple of times. I didn't know that was a thing. That is really cool. I mean, it's not useful to us. It's fire and vitality, and we do use a little bit of fire damage, but I'd rather save it for a character who can use it a bit more. But still, that's really cool. Ooh. You might be better than what we have. Are you? No, and no. Alright. You're not good. Cool. So now we have finished the Arcovian we have almost finished the Arcovian Undercity. Thanks, game. Are there more of you? Doesn't seem to. How cursed is it? I don't think it's that cursed, actually. I think we're fine. I mean, we'll probably find it out later. At some point. We're lying in a ditch and all our power is drained from us. But that's a problem for them.
I'll keep your stash safe.
Yeah, I've never had that item before. That is really cool. I'm going to store you away for a while, because we probably won't be able to use you in the near future. do want to check out these two
I'll
medals.
keep an eye on this.
You give bonus to Blade Arc, which we don't use, but increase damage by a little bit. You increase damage by 8. It's not really worth it. You also give physique, right? Not a big fan of either of them. Just not quite good enough. Right. Now, time to start a devotion to the crab with more physique and constitution. Which means more health and more defense.
I'll give you a good price of what I've got left.
By the way, the constellations that I choose here, the specific path that I go through, I have planned that out beforehand. It's basically a path that should support this kind of character. And should build into their strength. Yeah, Church is getting out of control. We're currently worshipping bulls, swords, hammers, scepters, and we're now starting to worship crabs. After this, we're also going to worship wolverines and stags, but that's for a later moment. Okay, so now I'm going to make the decision to have this stream be a little bit longer than usual. Because we're entering an area that is extremely big. Or it's not even extremely big. It's more that it is it has a lot of things in it. It's an area with a lot of, it's an area that's both empty and has a lot of content. It's weird. I'll just not talk. Not even books. No, I know. There's no book constellation, unfortunately. But you know, this is probably what is in the book. The book is implied. And you know, we do worship. We do worship hammers and swords. And I don't know if you ever noticed how heavy paper is, or how bad a paper cut is. A book definitely counts as both a hammer and a sword. I think I've already told about the have I? Let's just assume I haven't, otherwise I'm going to repeat myself, but that's okay. In Pathfinder, there is an Inquisitor archetype who fights with a book. Or no, a War Priest. No, a War Priest or Inquisitor. I'm not quite sure which one. But it's an actual thing. You're actually using your book as a weapon. So you know, it wouldn't be the first time. Ooh, Herald's Mask, nice. It's not useful to us, but it's a good item of a good item set. Grim Harvest Boots, fun, not useful for us. Some more war mauls. So why not? There's secret passage here. Leads to a chest. A glyphed skull of blood. Great. Another warhammer that is dedicated to one of the witch gods. So in a moment, we're going to enter the first dangerous location. That is, it's not necessary. It is the first dangerous location that has a quest attached to it. And it's going to be the first in many. Before this dangerous location were all just extremely optional. Like, you had no real reason to go there except if you wanted to just take a look or challenge yourself. So this is the ghost that was next to the necromancer just now. You have done as we asked. I am pleased to see this. The oligarchs are gone. With their corrupted souls destroyed, this land will begin to heal in time. What I must ask of you next is far more dire challenge. What's next? The Grand Priest Zarthuzelan was the Arcovian upon whose word all Arcovian necromancers were banished to the steppes of torment. Even in death, he continues to gather the lost souls of Arcovia to his mad word. The time has come to scatter his flock and erase his stain upon the world for good. You must travel deep within the steppes of torment. On the 3rd floor, you will find the priest at his desecrated altar. Purge him from this place, and I shall join you below. I will do as you ask. Oh, it's a treacherous domain even. It is even worse than dangerous. Actually, there is a location here connected to this that is even worse than dangerous. It is forbidden. And it's a very interesting concept. I'm not going in there today, simply because I don't think I'm ready for it yet. What it means is that usually I can, just like this, I can open up rifts that bring me back to, basically to anywhere, but can get me out of most places. Those don't work in forbidden domains. You have to exit them either by winning the challenge, by defeating the bosses there and winning the place, or you die. Those are the only two ways out. And that is quite interesting and also pretty challenging. There are several of those locations around. There are 3 of them, I believe, in the main game. I've only done once so far. Because, let's be honest, they're kind of scary. They're very intimidating to go to. Especially with a character that feels rather fragile, sometimes at least. We've now descended to the location just called Pain. Great name for a floor, I know. It's Pain. Growth in advertising. I mean, yeah. The location itself is already called the Steppes of Torment, so you wouldn't really expect the second one to be called Friendship. At least I hope so. almost level 33. We're racing through levels all of a sudden. Or maybe it just feels that way now that... Maybe it just feels that way now we're no longer waiting to get to a next level. That it feels like it's all going very quickly, but actually it's just going at the same speed. As you can see, by the way, our activity of smashing skeletons continues. Friendship sounds worse. So location, yeah, this location is called Friendship. It's not weird. No, not at all. We want you all to be good friends in here. Just forget about the fact that you're in prison. Ugh, my internet's acting up again. I just leveled. I will get more... Alright, I want to see how much that increases. 3989 to... 10,000. Alright. Oh, that looks pretty good. And Blind Sight. Make our blisters a bit better. Then on to level 44. Counter Strike. Because that makes that when people attack us, we can attack them back. And that's fun and useful. I think there is a secret room here. I'm not entirely sure. It is. It's right here. Excellent. We got a book. And a gun. Which... It's not... I mean, we're about... We're not really about books. We're about one specific book. And maybe some other books that are also comparable. We are not too harsh to judge. If you cannot take this book, then certain other books is fine. I mean, they are inferior, but they're not necessarily worse. They are necessarily worse. They're not... Look, sometimes you just cannot carry around the actual Codex of Reckoning. And in those situations, you might be able to settle with something less. We have now descended to the floor called Misery. I'm quite sure that it continues in the same way. In the like roguelike dungeon in here. But I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never been there. The only place like that I've ever done is a location called Port Vilbury, which doesn't sound nearly as scary as that place actually is. Cool, rush ranked up. That's good. I do have to say, I am constantly just a tiny little bit upset that Bull Rush does not knock back or knock down enemies. Because of D&D and Pathfinder's Bull Rush, that I'm always thinking that it works the exact same, but it doesn't. It works quite different. It just deals damage. Oh, yeah. There's always one of them who is spawning behind the wall there. But you have to kill all of them. Oh, come on. Oh. Of course. Macy and Glory got it. How could I ever think they wouldn't? Right, that isn't all that interesting, but what is interesting is that we have another devotion point. So now we can get more physical, elemental, and internal trauma damage, which by pure coincidence, but not really because I researched and chose it beforehand, is exactly the 3 damage types we deal. No, we don't deal actual elemental damage, we deal fire damage. And fire damage, as with many of these systems, is part of the elemental damage types. By the way, it might just be me, but I do kind of want to get this out. The obsession with elemental damage types, with connecting damage types to the 4 elements, because it just doesn't quite fit, and yet so many systems try to fit those 2 together. I was taking a lot of damage there all of a sudden. Maybe I'm speaking words that should not be spoken, in which case I'm sorry. I'm just going to put down a portal here in case I die. But it's always... It feels like, you know, just let those damage types be a thing on their own. Like, I kind of get the idea of like, oh yeah, fire is linked to fire, obviously, and water can quite easily be linked to cold, even though it shouldn't really be. It's cold damage, not water damage. Like, to be honest, the only one that really works is fire. Cold, I can get the relation to water, but it's not the same. I can get the relationship between lightning and air, but once again, it's not the same, and I would even say that that is a bit of a stretch. And many games just give up on Earth, because what is Earth damage? I mean, it would be bludgeoning damage, but... You know, I wonder why that is. I wonder why no system so far has said like, oh yeah, one of the elemental damage types is Earth's bludgeoning damage. Yeah, the division into... Like, I kind of appreciate the division into the 4 elements for its like... its concept. Like, I kind of like the idea and the like tradition that came with it. I know that it makes no scientific sense. It makes no scientific sense for us now. Back then it might have. Just need to quickly check. Zolan's technique and shattering smash. Zolan's technique and... oh. Alright, so only Zolan's technique. It's still a good item. So I'll probably still want to keep you. I'm going to run out of inventory space. But for me it's far more the thing of like, hey, this doesn't quite fit. Why does everything try to force it? Why is everything talking about elemental damage? Alright, so now we're going to get into a pretty difficult boss fight. Not at all made better by the fact that there are minions of his around here, which makes every fight worse. Although, actually, we're doing surprisingly well. Oh, he healed. What is healing him? Something just fully healed him. That's not fair. It's doing so well. Oh, my energy is so low. Mark of Oaths. Overguard Divine Mandate. Overguard is, I think, this one, right? Yeah. Divine Mandate is probably one of these. Which one is Divine Mandate? Is it you? Yeah, it is. What are your medal? Fire and light. Oh, chance on block. Nope. Nope, never mind. It's a shield item. Why are we descending the Steps of Torment? For two reasons. For one reason, because there was a shrine back there, and there are only a limited amount of shrines. The other reason is this guy gave us the quest to kill the priest that we just killed, or destroyed, as he says. You destroyed the priest. Yes, I have indeed. I applaud your observation. My master will be the priest. No, that. Oh. I accidentally clicked just a little bit too far away, so it skipped the text. Basically, he told us about this thing, the Gates of Anguish, that require a skeleton key to open. And those skeleton keys are the things that open the treacherous domains. And we just got one of those skeleton keys. Plus the knowledge of how to make one of those skeleton keys, but we already knew that for a long time. Because I've just 6 lying in there.
See anything you like?
Sounds like a terrible idea. What exactly? Because a lot of things here would probably sound like a terrible idea.
See anything you like?
Oh, I forgot something. There we go. Oh, and did I already have the Mask of the Herald? Yeah, I do it before the Herald. Fine. Opening the Gates of Anguish. I mean, luckily the Gates of Anguish close rather quickly again. The unfortunate thing is that you're then trapped inside. Which is about as pleasant as it sounds. Okay, so now... I think I'm going to stretch today out... Not today itself, but... That's even worse. For us it is, yes, absolutely. I'm going to stretch out today's stream a little bit, because the problem is that otherwise we will have to walk very far next time. And now this is nice and empty because we already killed all the monsters, but never mind. Harpies are an exception. Usually it's nice and quiet, but the moment you reload, it is not so nice and quiet anymore. And it shouldn't be too far to the next place, to the next rift gate. This game is very much played kind of from rift gate to rift gate. But luckily the rift gates are decently well divided among everything. There's some things that I'm like, why did or didn't you place a rift gate here? There is one, for example, there is no rift gate inside the Steps of Torment. So if you want to go to that location of, to the Gates of Anguish and do the entire adventure there, and try to beat it, you will have to move through the entire Steps of Torment again before you can actually get there. Which is quite a bit. On the other hand, oh, there's one of the quests. Soon there is a, soon next session actually, there is a place called the Prospector's Trail, which is extremely close to Homestead, And it's a place that you walk between fairly easily. I think it's just the shortest, one of the shortest distances between rift gates. And every time I get to that rift gate, I'm like, why is this here? Because you're so close to a main quest objective. Why is this necessary? But you know, rather a rift gate too many than a rift gate too few. Oh yeah, we're also going to fight another boss. There's another boss around here. That's a mini boss. That's not what I meant. And I'm going to place a portal close to it because it is one of the ones that I it's one of the ones that kind of kills me the most these days. I've kind of gone through the part of being killed by wasps. And now I've gone into the part of being killed by hellbirds. That's fire damage, that's not too interesting. And it should be somewhere around here. Did I walk past it? I walked straight past it. Here it is. The way forward opens before you. Yay! We are now in a dangerous domain. Yeah, exactly. You know you get better at a game if you die to new things. That means that you don't die to the old ones anymore. It's one attack of his specifically that, oh god. Yeah, that one. The one where he's flapping his wings. But luckily, Macy and Glory have got my back. And are absolutely immortal. And now we've got the Runes of Soleil. Another one of the three witch gods. And no chest. So yeah, we're going to skip that part. That's really not interesting. There's nothing there. It's just a piece of road. There are a couple of monsters there, but we will find enough of those further ahead. So that will be fine. Come on. I will try to make haste, but unfortunately, my movement speed is only so much. Fun fact, in this game, out of movement speed, casting speed and attack speed is movement speed that has the lowest cap, which I find rather strange. I feel that is the one that matters the least, but apparently not. I can kind of imagine why, but it's still it's not weird, just funny to me at least. Here in the Barren Highlands, there is another rune shrine. Yay! And we got so happy with that one that we actually leveled. I want a bit more cunning for the damage, and I want you to get to 40 at some point in time. And now can get the arcane barrier for the crab, which I will put on Trust on Virtue because that one is always on. What this does to us, it protects us it gives kind of an extra health pool against elemental ether and chaos damage. And that's nice. Like, it's a nice little additional protection in a constellation that we would otherwise already take simply because of boost or damage. So yeah, we now become slightly more defensive because we worship the crab enough. Am I already lost? No, I'm still good. Oh, yeah. This is Elsa.
Watch your back. Trust no one.
This is the person that Mornay, I think, was looking for. You does smell like one of Cranley's gang. Are you another one from Devil's Crossing then? If your name is Elsa, then a mutual friend's looking for you. Can only assume you mean Mornay. Idiot nearly got me killed out in Old Arkovia. Bandits got us in a nice, drawn to his damned fire. They tied me up and dragged me back towards their camp, probably to share me with the rest of the gang. Shame for them, they weren't very good at tying knots. Slit their throats while they slapped and made off on my own. Why didn't you return to Mornay? Well, I thought he was dead, but knowing he's back in Devil's Crossing makes me even less inclined to return. He's not a bad man, but I can't stand to have him fawning all over me like a replacement for his dead wife. He believes there's some great romance between us and refuses to accept that I've no such feelings. Should I tell him you're still alive? It might be better that he believes me dead. The last thing I need is a love-sick fool pursuing me through this hellish world. It's not her dad. Mornay is, Mornay saw her as, Mornay thought that there was something between them, but there isn't. Also, what do you mean by another from Devil's Crossing? I encountered another survivor from Devil's Crossing just recently, who convinced me that Homestead was a place where I could help make a difference. Never got a name, but he cooked a fine meal and told me many remarkable stories about political intrigues in the time of the Empire. Then he set off by himself. So be it. Oh. Yeah. She is a pretty cool character. There is some more dialogue with her, but we're already kind of going quite a bit over time. I consider her to be a cool character mostly because, as she tells in one of the conversations, she was just a person before the entire Grim Dawn started. She was just a girl who lived in a village and had never really encountered monsters before. And now she's just out here in the wilderness and she's just living here. Yeah, because she's badass. I also like that you just encounter her out here. That you've got word from her, you know of her existence, but couldn't find her, and that it's kind of what you get from Mornay. It kind of seems like she was caught, and she almost not so much is put down as helpless, but it's definitely put down as, oh, this will be someone I need to save. And then she's just out here, just minding her own business, in the middle of a field of trolls. I don't know. I just think that's cool. I just think that's pretty cool. I am checking my map a lot because this is quite a big location. If it's annoying, I apologize for that. Did I already go there? No, I didn't. Alright. I have to say this goes a lot quicker than I expected. And that's good. I didn't want to dwell on here too long. Nah. What? What's food waste on the floor? Nah, there's a pot here, there's something over the fire, it's fine. There's enough food around. That is not yet floor food. To be honest, this game has a little bit of the same problem that many RPGs have. With finding food in places. That you just find... You just find food around. Find an untouched meal. And it's like, yeah, sure, this is edible. It's in a location full of zombies, but it's fine. When are we going to get a proper food resolving quest? Well, in one of the first episodes we did save a cook. So... Oh, I forgot to do something. One more. I forgot to do two things. Alright, two more things. Two more things that are both slightly boring. But still need to happen. Hello. I can no longer sense my daughter's anguished presence. Is it finished? It is done, Sophonosmo. Thank you. You've delivered my poor daughter from an eternity of lonely suffering, fear, and hate. Now I shall repay you in the only way I can. Thank you. She gives us an attribute point, which is good. That gives us. Now. Just quickly, and after this I'm going to stop. I promise. I mean, I have to say, it didn't take nearly as long to get to the Rift Gate as I expected. I really expected to take another half an hour or so. But apparently only 10 minutes. Now I'm going to kill some cultists, because they might have a key to their sanctuary, so that I can kill even more cultists. Now I don't have anything specific against cultists, but these cultists read other books than the Codex of Reckoning, so... Sorry! You made a wrong choice, I'm afraid. I insulted them too much, now they don't drop a key. It's one of those RNG things. They have a small chance to drop a key. So sometimes you come here 5 times and you find no keys. And other times you go there once for the first time and you find 2.
I'll keep you stashed.
But anyway,
I'll keep an eye on this.
now I'm, as a final thing, just going to sell my stuff. And that was it for today. So we made pretty good progress. We made it to level 34. We finally are using the Codex of Reckoning. Still need to find the something to buff it with, but that's okay. We'll get there. And yeah, we are almost finished with Act 2. I think 2 more dungeons that aren't too long. And then we arrive in Homestead and we enter into Act 3. But that will be something for next week. When I will get into Act 3, and probably there are 4 different locations, 4 different dangerous domains that I could have gone so far, but I didn't go there just yet. So we'll probably do that next week as well. And this Sunday, we will be back with more Pathfinder. We tried last Sunday, unfortunately it didn't work out. There's a very, very, very high likelihood that this Sunday, everything is going to be fine, and we can actually continue our campaign. So I hope to see you then as well. For now, it's going to work. There we go. Thanks for the certainty that I could not display in my voice. We'll make it work. Worst case scenario, we're just going to everyone's house and we're going to play it there. I'm going to sign off for tonight. Goodbye, have fun, and hopefully see you on Sunday.